What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to do a little 2-year review over my Wilderness Systems Recon120 HD. I've had this baby for 2 years now. It was my first pedal drive kayak, and I just wanted to go ahead and go over the pros and cons of having this kayak, what I think they can improve on, and if it's worth it. So let's go ahead and dive in, y'all. Alright, y'all, so the first thing we're going to start out, let's talk about this seat right here. Alright, so getting down to the seat. So the first thing that I do not like about this seat is there is a bar that runs horizontally across the back of this seat. As you can see, that is digging right into your lower back. So what I did was got a pool noodle, put some zip ties on in the corner, and this thing has actually been awesome. Super comfortable. I haven't had any back issues. Being a really big guy, adjusting these straps is actually on the water really easy to do, so I don't have a problem with that. So that is a positive for it. The one thing I will say is, if you go under here, you see you have this lever to move it forward, and I just did it right now. If you push this thing all the way back, which being a big guy, it is super easy to slide this thing all the way back. Your fingers will get crushed in here, and that is not fun. So that is definitely a negative. But taking this seat apart, you have just these two knobs down here. All you have to do is loosen those babies up, and it slides right out from under this track. So easy to take off, not a big issue. So that is definitely a pro. Now, being said, the seat is actually, the bottom of the seat is actually pretty comfortable, but I will say this mesh digging into your skin, the material isn't exactly the softest material, so I would recommend getting a seat for it, like a cushion, kayak cushion, or make your own, whatever the case is. It'll definitely help you out on a really long day. It got super hot out here quick, but we're going to go ahead and talk about storage in this baby. Let's go over all of the pros and cons of the storage on the Recon120 HD. So there is a nice hatch here right in the front of the Recon120. You pop these little guys off, and it actually, from a sitting position, it is not hard to get to. I'm a big guy, but you can see got a lot of stuff in here. Able to keep some rope. You know, I have my light for low light situations, nav light, which I don't really use. Have my knife in here. Have a strap just in case. Have a little quick first aid kit. I keep my PFD in here. And got some zip ties just in case. But yeah, this little hatch is actually pretty nice, easy to remove. So below it, you can keep some pretty big size rods in here. If you look down into this hole, you can see there is some spaces on each side. I just keep my battery in here for my fish finder, and then have my wires all set up, easy to plug in. Don't have to worry about too much. But like I said, you can fit rods, you can keep other stuff down in here, and then just put the bin right over it. No problem. Alright, next you can see there's some nice slots cut into the back here for the paddles. These are pretty nice to have. And then they usually just sit right here. But I have my black pack in here, and I have a rod sitting in this little rod gunnel. And you can't really get it up on there. So sometimes having the paddles back there can be a little bit of an issue space-wise. But going on to these panels, we'll move this out of the way so you guys can get a little better view. But you got this here to strap down your rods. They're not going to fall off with this. It's been really nice because if I'm getting into a low spot where I can't have the rod sitting up straight. If I'm going under a small bridge, any kind of like tunnel or something, tight spot, have to lay the rods down, so it's nice. All right, so the little rod pad here keeps it pretty quiet for this, the rod to lay down. This is a 7/4 rod, and as you can see, just right, the tip will fit in here. So that's nice to have, that you can fit a 7/4 rod in here. Okay, so going back to the well back here, the well is pretty big. You could fit a lot back here in the well. As you can see, huge space back here. You could probably put a cooler, anything like that. I usually keep cooler or anything inside of my black pack. But with this black pack, it really opens you up to a lot of opportunities here. As you see, I have 6 rod holders in here, so I can fit 6 rods. You pop this baby open up. Got my bag, scale, different things that nature. Got 2, 3 packs in here. I could fit way more, and this is about to just get hooks and stuff everywhere. But you could fit a lot of stuff inside of this. You know, and then I have my identifier for a tournament, whatnot. Easy to shut, lock up. And then they did come with the black pack, did have these like bands on it, but I noticed that I could just pull this, which comes on the Recon already, up over these channels. And as you can see, it's not coming out of here. I mean, I'm putting a lot of weight on it. It moves a little bit, but it's not coming out. So, on the opposite side, I keep my catch board, and it's easy to strap down so I don't lose it. Still have the other pedal on the opposite side, so it's not in the way. And it just makes it easy to store stuff. So, going through the storage, I really love the storage on the Recon. It is definitely a pro. Alright, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the drive itself. So, this drive is actually pretty awesome. You go ahead, you just unclip these babies. You can lay it down, bring it back. And if we weren't on flat concrete right now, I could push this down, but it's really easy to just push this thing down. I have it on my first kayak video, so I will leave the link on that. You can kind of get the easy walkthrough of everything in the features. So I'll go ahead and link that video up at the top. But this pushes down. If you want to bring it up, you just smack this and it will shoot the drive up. My one con about this is these are supposed to be mounted up and down. So if this propeller isn't lined up perfectly with this in a line, it will not shoot the drive up. It will get stuck inside of the cavity. I've ran ground, I've hit into things with it, and it's held up really well, so it's not really that big of an issue. But if they install this wrong, which this isn't on Wilderness, this was on the purchaser that are the kayak company that I purchased this from. They installed this drive wrong. So it's not up and down, so it doesn't shoot up nice and easily, so I kind of have to look at it. So that is a con of this. Not necessarily on Recon or on Wilderness systems, but more on the person I bought it from. Alright, so next, to take this baby out, it's really easy. You just flip these up. There is a pin here. You pull this out. Pull out the main pin, and your drive will come right out. So super easy to get the drive out. I just put this baby in my truck to keep it away, and it's not too heavy either. I would say it's probably like 15-20 pounds. Alright, y'all, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the electronics that I have on this baby. So let's go ahead over this Garmin and you know, the options that you have on the Recon. Alright, y'all, so we got the Garmin. This is the 7.3 SV, I believe it's called. So I do get the side view. I get the clear view with the Garmin. And, you know, I really love it. It gets the job done. Honestly, I don't really need this on here. If I got like 360, or if I got, say, like live scope or something, it'd be nicer to have a little bit bigger screen. But I think this 7.3 does it justice. Alright, and so if you guys want to go over and see how I set this baby up, you can go ahead and watch my video. I'll leave it up at the top for you guys to go ahead and watch that. How I installed the Garmin, how I set up these little through hulls. These are the Wilderness through hulls, and they work great. I get pretty much 0 water in my kayak. So go ahead and check that video out. I will put that up there. There will be a link. And let's go ahead and talk about our GoPros. So the one con that I don't like about the Recon is the mount space. So you have the rail mounts in the front. That's it. There's 2 of them. Not too much in the front. That's it. So back here, I went ahead and installed one right on this little padded rod holder. This is a Yak Attack mount. I have my Boomstick Pro running up in the back, so you get a nice view from this point of view. And then we can go ahead, and it's really easy to just pick up, swivel this around, then you're getting a whole nother angle over here, which really easy to do on my kayak, so I absolutely love that. It's really close, easy feature, easy to add. So if you do need rail space, not too hard to find a spot on the Recon to add it, but I will say it'd be nice if the manufacturer had more rail space to begin with. I have a little Panfish Pro here in the front. Gives it a nice little view. You can kind of get, like, you know, a picture close up of the fish or whatnot. So I have that back there. That's about it for GoPros. That's about it for the electronics that I keep on here. Alright, y'all, so now that we've talked about a lot of the features and things I did and didn't like about this kayak, let's talk about the performance of it. So, over the 2 years, with the drive, like I said, occasional issue bringing the drive up. Not a big deal, like I said. A lot of that is on who I purchased it from. But what I will say about the drive is those bike pedals, it is really easy to get this thing moving. I've got the kayak up to about 4.5 to 5 miles per hour on it. So it does zoom through the water. It gets you around nice and quick. On the back, the rudder, very thin, small rudder. It is very hard to turn this thing. And to go forward and back is simple, very easy. Side to side and maneuvering this thing in tight spaces is not an easy thing to do with that little rudder. I would highly recommend, if you can afford it or find a bigger rudder, like a beaver style rudder, to go ahead and add that on there. For me, it is not that huge of a deal that is a deal breaker for me or that I can't handle it, but that is my biggest complaint about the performance, is turning this thing. But when it comes to the pedal drive, thing gets you around really quick, performs really well. The only other knock I will say on the pedal drive is you have to do a lot of maintenance on it, which I guess is with any pedal drive, because it'll start to squeak a lot, but then it'll clear up out of nowhere. I don't know if that's, I don't know, but the drive can be a little loose sometimes. That going up and down that shaft will kind of make like a noise on it. Probably heard it in some of my videos. That's the only gripe about it, but overall, I really like the drive. Really affordable, works great. When it comes to paddling the kayak, paddling this thing is a really big kayak. It's 115 pounds, plus I'm over 300 pounds. I'm a big boy. So this thing is like a tank with a paddle. Paddling, when you get this baby up to speed, it actually gets going pretty good. And now we have a helicopter flying over, so I hope you guys don't hear that too much. But I've either had motorcycles, Pro, and of course there's like a motorcycle that flies by me. But I put this Boomstick Pro in here. I absolutely love this thing. Now there's a car that needs to change their belt. Helicopters, you know, they've been dropping bombs here. All kinds of stuff today for while I'm recording this. No, but anyways, paddling this thing with your paddle, once you get it up to speed, this thing still starts to move, but like I said, it's a tank. Getting this thing started can be a little bit taxing, but it's not too bad. Honestly, it's really not too bad. For the most time, I'm using the drive unless I'm in really thick hydrilla, and then nobody's going to be using a pedal drive. So, that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the stability of this thing. I think that is the #1 thing on this kayak that I really love about this kayak, is that the stability is amazing in this thing. I'm, like I said, over 300 pounds. I can perfectly find stand on this thing. Don't feel unstable. You know, with me standing up, the center of gravity is very high, so it makes the kayak a little wobbly, but I was very impressed that I was able to stand up and paddle, you know, kind of like a paddleboard, and it performs really well. But sitting in the chair, I have no doubts that I would not flip this thing. I've been in some heavy waves and 15-mile-per-hour winds, and I feel super stable in it. I do not feel uncomfortable. I do not feel like I'm going to fall over this thing. So the number one thing I would say about it is the stability. All right, y'all, so final thoughts on this. I absolutely love this kayak. You know, I would give it definitely like an A- for my first kayak. Pedal drive's awesome, the affordability, the stability's great. I would say the only huge thing is the customization of it is, you know, there's not much you can do to it whenever it comes to like rail space and adding on a lot of stuff. You really have that just the front and in the back, unless you're drilling into or putting rails into you know, those foam plates and stuff. There's not too much space on it for you to go ahead and do stuff like that. But you know, it's an awesome kayak. I absolutely love this thing. I would totally get another one. Hopefully, you know, if they add some more features, make it a little more customizable. But like I said, the stability of this thing and having it for 2 years and using it, you know, it's in really good shape, and you know, it's an awesome kayak. So shout out to Wilderness Systems on the great kayak that they have set up here. I hope this helps you guys in you know, purchasing one of these, or if you're interested in getting to kayak fishing. I know I've always been a boat person. I bought a little Lifetime kayak, and I didn't think I ever wanted to get into kayak fishing, and then whenever I purchased this, got a sweet deal on it. I absolutely love it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And yeah, I hope this helps you guys out, and you know, until next time, y'all, peace. Until next time, y'all, peace. All right, so I hope this helps you guys. I don't even know if we're, yeah, I don't even know if we're on. Oh yeah, we're on. All right, y'all, I hope this guys helps you out. Ugh. I hope this helps you guys out. All right, this is definitely gonna be a blooper reel, but anyways. All right, y'all, so that's gonna do it. Hope this helps you guys find your first kayak. I hope this helps you if you are looking to get a Recon into purchasing one. I definitely would myself again. And until next time, y'all, peace.